What's going on, everybody? And welcome to Let's Read the Whole Bible and Talk About It. So, we're going to be doing daily reading every day. There's no reason for anybody not to get some daily Bible. And we're going to start, of course, at the beginning, Genesis chapter 1. But a few things to go over. One, we are definitely going to take this word for word in perspective. The Bible is to be taken as the complete truth, and we are going to read this word for word, and we are going to go with the literal truth interpretation. What that means is everything in the Bible is true, and we can take none of it as lies or just there. This is all important information. From what I gather, the Bible in its entirety is all necessary. It is the exact way it is because that is the way we were meant to have it. So we will be taking this literally and in its entirety. Number two, we will be excluding all religious denominations for this. Of course, I'm not going to take a Pentecostal stance when reading. I'm not going to take a Baptist stance. I'm not going to take an atheist stance. I'm not going to take an agnostic stance. Um, but if you had to classify me as anything as my current reading, um, I would definitely lean towards atheist, as I have no religion currently, and I will be reading the Bible word for word, and maybe it'll change my life. You know, a lot of people say read the Bible, be close to it, and it'll change your life. We'll give it a shot, but we will be reading straight through. This will be educational, 100% educational. If you're a Christian, you could definitely use the refresher. There's no harm in having Bible every day. If you're atheist, there's no chance. There's no reason not to know the Bible. If you're against it, you're going to need to know what you're against exactly. And then if you're just agnostic, these are going to be great guidelines and rules to live by, whether you choose to believe or not. So, with that being said, we will start with chapter 1. I'm going to try to keep these really short. That way, anybody can fit them into their day at any time. And let's begin. So, I've got the Bible pulled up on my phone. We will be using the King James Version, definitely. Literal translation of the Bible. I mean, there was about 20 something versions to choose from. King James is just seems to be the most legitimate, especially somebody who's going through, the entire thing with no changes. We're not trying to get any edits or taking or adding or blah blah. We just want the Bible. One last thing, that no spoilers, please. We will be reading the Bible from front to back as it is meant to be taken. Um, we will assume for this read through that I have only ever heard someone say that the Bible is the way to God, and that's it. No religious preference, no poking or prodding from any kind of denomination to the other. Um, we'll be reading exactly front to back, and we'll only know what we read. So, no spoilers, please. If you know something that's going to happen in chapter 2, don't spoil it yet, because some of us haven't got that far. And we're going to need to read this for ourselves and for our own understanding. So, we're going to begin. Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. All right, so far we have got heaven created, earth created, but earth doesn't have any land. There's no anything. There's just heaven and earth, and it's just a formless ball of water and dark. So not much to work with so far, but we'll get there. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. Okay, gotcha. So just light divided from the darkness, which I guess the darkness was already created. Yes, very true. And God created light. There's no sun for this. It is just light that coming from nowhere. He created light from nothing. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So we've got day one. God creates light and darkness. Well, not necessarily darkness, that was already there, but he created light and it became the first day. Again, there's no sun. There's no sun yet. So there was a day where the sun didn't exist, but a day happened. And that's nice. And God said, "Let there be firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. So at this point, God creates heaven, which if we scroll back up, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. So he created heaven again. Huh. Alright, so he created heaven a second time, or this was just a detailed reading of the first time he created heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. So he either created heaven first before the earth or at the same time. So heaven and earth were created same time. And the earth was worked with on the first day. And the heaven didn't get created until the second day, because he had water to move on in the first day, which was the earth, just a ball of formless nothing. And he called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. Nailed it. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together onto one place, and let dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. That's amazing. We have dry land, we have earth, we have the actual shape and geology of the earth has started to come. We have land and seas. We actually have a full planet now. Now the difference here to what people may believe, and God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered unto one." But God divided the waters which were under the firmament and the waters which were above the firmament. So what we have here is a separation of sorts. He has separated water. Let me jot down here. So you have earth and the water on the earth. Then you have water on the outside. And then you have heaven. Alright, so if we're looking at this correctly, we are looking at the earth in the center, which has water on it. Then there's water outside of the earth, which is above the firmament, not below it, because there is an above and below. And then we have heaven. So the earth essentially has a sky that is basically made of water. Or heaven and this water could be interchangeable, and then water could be on the outside, and heaven, above the earth, like in the sky. This is an interesting geology, thinking that the world is completely surrounded with outside water. But that's the way it's written. It is right here in the Bible. That's something you learned. We'll read it again one more time just to make sure everybody was clear. And let there be firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide waters from waters. A lot of people think that this is the part where the land would show up, I assume. But, and God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. So this isn't a side to side sea division. This is an above and below clear division. That the earth has been surrounded by water as well as having water on it. This geology, of course, could be important later. Sky full of water, and who knows? All right, we scroll back down to, and he called the water seas, and God saw that it was good. Let's go to verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. So we have grass, trees, all kinds of plant life. Amazing. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. So on the third day, he divided the firmaments. He created land on the earth. And he filled up the earth with grass, trees. All right, created the earth, filled the earth with plants, and okay, good third day. Great third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for the lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it is so. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven. Okay, so firmament, we really got to figure this word out. Of the heaven to divide the day. So now, of course, that was where my design came in, where there were stars speckled everywhere. There actually is stars in heaven now. There was no light, or there was light. He created light, but there was no sun, no stars of any kind to give this light. But now there is. Now he's obviously redirected the light that was coming from nowhere and put it somewhere, and now we have light. And let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. So he's explaining our current calendar with this. He specifies there are days, there are years, there are seasons, temperature changes. He has thus created the universe, solar system, ecosystem, the cycles of life. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. So he made the stars. He created all the stars, and they're for lights. And they're for signs and seasons and days and years. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made stars also. So gotcha. We're backtracking again to let there be lights in the firmament from the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and let them be for the lights in the firmament of heaven will give light upon the earth, and it was so. And God made two great lights. So he created the sun and the moon, and the stars. Perfect. That's just clarifying, I guess, that he made the sun, the moon, and the stars for guidance and the cycles. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So before this point, there was no division between light and darkness, which makes me question how a day could happen. But maybe he just knew that a day was happening without actually having to see day and night, internal body clock. But okay. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. So gotcha. The sun, moon, stars, everything that creates a day in our time, um, that was on the fourth day. So there were 3 days where we didn't have a sun or anything to be able to track those days. But God knew. God knew the days. And he specifically says days here. Notice how he's already said that there is a such thing as years. That was in verse 14. And for days and years and blah blah. But he does not say here that these are years, these are days he's creating the earth. He is specifically specified here, these are days, not years. He created the earth in 6 days, actual days. He could have said years, but he didn't. He even said there is a such thing as years, but he didn't use years, he used days. So, and God said, let the water, this is verse 20, and God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. So here's where I'm going to change my design a little bit. Now he says the open firmament of heaven. So heaven has immediately changed in my mind with of course, no experience reading down. I mean, this is reading from top to bottom. The story has changed. Heaven is not on the outside. Heaven is right above the earth. That's the sky. Which makes my water design here quite useless, because we are going to flop places. If you notice here, I have water around the earth. That is not true. The firmament above is now, the water is out here on the outside. Heaven is now right in the sky, and there's water on the other side of heaven. So it would go big thing of water, heaven, earth, water on the earth. That's to clarify. He separated the water on top. So you've got little earth surrounded by heaven, surrounded by water. That's what we're seeing here. That the word heaven has definitely been translated now for sky, because the fowl may fly in the earth, above the earth, in the open firmament of heaven. Specifically heaven, like it says it right here, in the open firmament of heaven. So heaven is our sky. That is heaven in this context. He hasn't created a heaven of any kind. This is the sky. Birds fly in the sky. This is very clear. And God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every single winged fowl after his kind, and God saw that it was good. So he created sea creatures like whales, great whales, and he created every bird. So whales and birds, same time. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. So he has created flying creatures and water creatures, and the evening and the morning were the fifth day. So we have the fifth day. Ocean creatures, water creatures, and that's it. That was his fifth day. We're good. So water creatures, flying creatures first. No land creatures yet. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind, and it was so. So now on the sixth day, God has created life, like land life, and saw it was good. And God said, let us make man, And God said, let us make man in our image. Let us make man in our image. Okay, who's God talking to here? And God said, okay, we have the character God now. This is all we've seen. We have nobody else but God and some animals that he's created now. And now he's saying, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. So he clearly knows that he's creating man, and he's creating multiple man. Them. Let them have dominion. Who's God talking to right now? Let us make man in our image. And God said, there's clearly one God, and God said, that's God, that's this guy's name, that's God, that's the creator who's creating everything here, that's God. Let us make man. So there is multiple people here. Unless he's talking to the animals. I mean, he could be talking to the animals here that are already existing. Like, hey guys, let us make man in our image. But our image? We don't look like beasts, do we? Maybe he's talking to monkeys. Talking to monkeys, possibly monkeys. Let us make man in our image. Hey monkey, let us make man in our image now. Want to help? And bam, now we're here. Monkeys helped. So now we look like monkeys, I guess. I'm poking fun, but really, I have no idea who God's talking to right now. No idea. So he's talking to somebody though. We'll figure that out. Now make a note of that. Make a note. God is talking to somebody. No spoilers. If anybody knows that this happened in the Bible later, they reveal who this is. Like, no spoilers, please, because we're gonna figure this out. This is a good part of the book now. We have a mystery. This is a mystery book now. So God had somebody with him. Perfect. All right, let's carry on. Let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish in the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So, bam, he gave man dominion. That's it. We own it. We are the leaders. We got it. We're better than everybody else. Like, just default. Bam. Best creation, point blank. Like, just, we're the best. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. All right, so he made man and woman. That was the sixth day. Created man and women. Bam, just man, women. Perfect. Same time. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish in the sea. Okay, perfect. Dominion over the fish and sea and the fowl of the air. So repeating again, and over every living thing that moveth on the earth. So be fruitful, multiply, diminish. He made humans, told them, hey, now it's time to multiply, mate, have kids, do it, go. So human beings are now on the planet. They are now able to have kids. We're starting out. Yay, humans. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, and you it shall be for meat. And you it shall be for meat. Okay, so he's telling us here, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is the face of the earth. So he's telling us he has given us everything and every tree. He's given us all the trees, all the bushes, all the plants in which the fruit of the tree yielding seed, and you will use it for meat. We are vegetarian at this point. We do not eat meat. We don't kill anything. We are eating trees and all of them. He gave us every single tree, bush, plant, everything. We got dominion over all of it. Nailed it. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl in the air, and to everything that creepeth on the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. So every single beast on the earth now, every fowl in the air, they all eat plants. There it says it right here, verse 30. There are no carnivores yet. Wolves, they eat grass. Everything eats grass. I've given every green herb for meat. Okay, yeah. So everything that creepeth upon the earth. Everything. I don't know where dinosaurs fit into this exactly, but they eat not meat either. They eat plants. Velociraptors, T-Rexes, all of it. Grass. Um, wow, that's powerful. That it's kind of hard to wrap my head around, to be honest. Everything, everything that eats meat, even us, we're vegetarian. I get it, we're vegetarians. That's cool. We can do that. But bears, bears don't eat meat at this point. They're eating honey, berries. And God saw everything He had made, and behold, it was very good. I think this is the first time He had used the term "very good." He saw that it was good every other time. Scrolling back, and God saw that it was good. It was good. And this time he said it was very good. So, better job on this day than all the other days. And behold, it was very good. See, we get a very in there. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. That is the end of chapter 1. So, big things to take note of. The earth was created in 6 days. That is what we got. 6 days. What's a day? That's 24 hours, 24/7. So we've got 6 days of creation. That is the earth, the skies, the heavens, the stars, the existence. The universe was created in 6 days. This is completely spoken right here. That's Bible. Um, he's even said that there is a concept of years. That is definitely in verse 14. And for days and years and this, he knows years exist, but he has chosen days. So we are definitely created 6 days. There were 3 days without a sun or moon. That's another interesting thing to learn about this. And another thing to take away: man and woman created same time, same day. Um, Matter of fact, same time as every other living creature, same day. So we were made on the same day as wolves, bears, monkeys, everything. So there goes evolution. We were made as the same day as monkeys. Same day as monkeys. You can't even argue. I mean, this is it right here. Same day as monkeys. Humans, monkeys, same day, bam. No evolution. Um, and it was very good. And he gave us every tree, every herb-bearing seed on planet Earth. We have all of it. We're rolling now, and we're vegetarian, and so is all the other meat eaters. Everything is vegetarian. No questions asked. This is definitely in verse 30. Every beast of the earth and every fowl of the air and everything that creepeth, wherein there is life, I have given thee every green herb for meat. And it was so. So there are no carnivores, bears, snakes, I guess. They eat grass right now. That is interesting. So, guys, that is chapter 1. I am trying to keep these videos under 30 minutes. If you don't have 30 minutes a day to read the Bible, you probably aren't doing it right. So, let's do this. That was educational. Again, no spoilers. I know that we want to talk about it in the comments below. If you've learned anything today, let's comment down below. Let's get a like for the Bible. Let's keep the series going. And make sure you stay tuned every day, because we will be doing, I'm not sure how much every day, but by the length of the video, we're going to be doing a chapter, because that was about a chapter. So we're going to be talking about it, learning. This is definitely a learning experience. We need to learn this Bible. Absolutely learn it. There is no reason that anybody should not know the Bible at this point. And just stay tuned for chapter 2. You guys have a great one. Comment down below. What did you think? No spoilers. Again, no spoilers. If you know something that's going to happen, no. And, take a look at my page. Make sure for part 2. I may be uploading parts a little quick at first, just to get some out there for people to begin to watch. And we're going to try for 30 minutes. Let me know if you want the parts to be shorter or longer. I can go for longer. If you want this to be a full-fledged hour-long podcast, we can do that. But 30 minutes is pretty chill. People can just leave it playing in the car. People could also just have it playing in the background while they're doing dishes. You don't necessarily have to look at my face. You could just listen. But yeah, guys, chapter 1. Take it away. Take notes. Read along. And appreciate you guys for checking me out. Peace.